G'day everybody, 12:30 on a Friday afternoon here in Sydney, on the East Coast at least. That means it's time for P2P Live, which is the people-to-people employment and jobs market update for Australia and New Zealand. Hi there, my name's Mark Smith. I am Group Managing Director of People-to-People in Australia and Frog Recruitment in New Zealand. So we do this every Friday, and you probably, for those who have watched it before, I'm all geared up in a suit today, which I'm obviously feeling really good that we are now at 90%, I think, vaccinated in Victoria. So a whole raft of different freedoms that are coming about now. So we are getting back to business. But the thing that I really liked, before we get into the detail today, that I really enjoyed about this week is the cricket. We won the cricket, so which is fabulous. And there they are there. That's the T20 champions. Nobody thought they could do it, not the least the Kiwis, and they did it without even bowling underarm. Can you believe that? Which is for those cricket fans out there. The other thing that I wanted to mention today, which is a bit of a personal favourite of mine, is that it's Oz Music T-shirt Day today. For those who don't know, and this is a tweet that I saw this morning from Ben Lee, and that's his mum. That's Ben Lee's mum, and I just love the fact that she's got, and apologies for the language, born for this bullshit on her T-shirt, which is great. Clearly I'm not wearing a T-shirt today, but if I was to wear one, I think it'd be the Hoodoo Gurus. I did see them a few times down at the Coogee Bay Hotel, Selena's. I don't even know if it still exists, but that'd be a personal favourite. So we're not here to talk about music or the cricket. We're here to talk about jobs and employment. So now let's. Well, actually, before we do that, let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to talk through our numbers today. We've got some very interesting numbers on wage price, in the wage price index. What salary rise should I be getting? Then we'll be crossing to Marissa in Sydney. She's got an opportunity to talk to us about. And then we're going to go across the Nullarbor, and we're going to have a quick chat to Pearl in our Perth office. She's also got some opportunities to talk about. We have our Fill Job Friday, 3 temp jobs that we need to fill today. This afternoon, you could get, if you're available immediately, we can get you a job this afternoon. So stay tuned for that. And finally, our Twitter poll. We'll find out whether people are willing to be monitored by their employer if they're working remotely. We'll check out those poll results. So let's jump into it, jam-packed. We'll start with our market update and numbers section. And today we're going to talk through the wage price index, and here's the headline numbers here. And the first column is the June quarter 21, the percentage change. So we had a 0.6% increase in salaries across Australia on average. The private sector was 0.6 for the first time, and I must admit, I reckon it's 3 or 4 years. It's higher than the public sector at 0.5. That's seasonally adjusted. Then in the second column is the 2020 quarter, so basically the annual change, a 2.2% increase. Now, if you've been watching the broadcast here, you've been hearing me banging on about the fact that there is supply and demand issues, and therefore we should expect an increase in wages. Those numbers don't indicate that, and I'm going to say this, yet. They don't indicate it yet, because I think that it'll still increase next year. Some pundits are also making the reference to that it's a 0.6% increase, but the CPI, this inflation, went up 0.8% in the same quarter. Here's the second slide, is the breakdown of the wage price or the increases for public and private across all of the states. So you can see there, the light blue line is the private sector, and besides the Northern Territory, the private sector increases were more than the public sector. And you can see that the states that did have the highest increase were Tasmania, Victoria, then the ACT. So, but on average, it's around that 2% mark. So if you're a business owner and you're running into the end of the year and you're thinking, well, what should I be looking at? I would be looking at clearly this at 2.2%. Inflation levels are heading higher. So a lot of our clients are actually mentioning around a 3% increase, which if it would be, I think, on market right now. So the very last slide that we have, I think, is this is the annual wage growth by sector. And that was, I just wanted to show, again, that difference between the public sector and the private, and that huge lift in the private. You can see the pre-pandemic. The other thing I wanted to point out here is that it's not way above anything that was pre-pandemic, and we had 3 or 4 years of basically negative wage growth, real wage growth. And you can see now that the private sector is now eclipsing the public sector. And I would expect that would remain the same, and the increases will be higher next year. Okay, so let's move on from our wage price index. What we're going to do is we're going to cross to Marissa from our Parramatta team. She's got an opportunity to talk about. Before we get there, though, I think we're going to have a quick look at the video, which is so we got Remy, who's behind the scenes. Jacob's actually taking a break, so you know. We're going to have a few problems. What we're going to do is we're going to have a quick look at this video from Taylor. It's a payroll job from our Perth office. So let's take a look at that, then we'll have a chat to Marissa.
Hi, it's Taylor from P2P Perth. We are recruiting for a part-time payroll administrator to join a performing arts company in their dynamic and outgoing team. As the payroll administrator, some of your duties will include preparing and processing a payroll, preparing and processing end-of-month and financial year reports, maintain payroll and personnel data, and maintaining employee information. To be successful in this role, you will have previous accounts payable experience, a strong understanding of legislative requirements, a high level of interpersonal skills, and strong computer skills. This role is offering a variety of benefits, including flexible work hours, working from home options, and a health and wellness program. If this position sounds like something you'd be interested in, please apply using the relevant links or contact me on 61606203.
Right, Marissa.
Hello.
There we go. There you are. What's going on behind the scenes here? Like, Remy, can you, next time you see him, can you give him such a punch? Like, seriously.
It's okay. It's all good.
It's okay.
I was ready.
So, how are you? How's Western Sydney? How's the Western Sydney jobs market?
Western Sydney is good. We're definitely getting the vacancies, and it's so exciting to see everyone ready to start recruiting, or they've been doing that, you know, pre us coming back after lockdown. Yep, yeah, for sure. But obviously, we're just trying to make sure that we are retaining our candidates, engaging with new candidates. So, you know, when everything, we're already bouncing back now, but as it goes on into the new year, we're definitely ready to go. It's
a combination of both permanent and temporary work, though, as well. So it's not as if it's just one type of work or even one discipline. So we're accounting, it's supply chain and customer service. But tell us about the job that you've got. What's the opportunity that you'd like to share?
Yes. So I'm actually going to talk about the opportunities that we're working on with the same business, but it's actually a national opportunity. So we're working with a global, it is. We're working with a global leader in professional services. But what we are looking for are school program facilitators. So it's across a few states within or nationally. So we're looking for New South Wales, both in the CBD and Greater West, Victoria, Queensland, and South Australia. So what we're looking for with these facilitators is they'll be responsible for teaching students from about the years 5 and 6, so primary school, all the way up to year 12 about financial literacy. So I remember when I was in primary school and in high school as well, obviously you learn all the basics and everything you need to do to pass exams, but it would have been great to learn about financial management and financial knowledge to help you with savings, you know, going into the future. So that's what they're really wanting to do for students now. It's a permanent part-time role. It's 30 hours per week. So they're paying anywhere from $45,000 up to $52,000 package. And the sorts of candidates that we're looking for have to be able to present this type of content to students. So you want them to be able to be engaging and really connect to students and about the importance of financial literacy and the content going forward. So it's great that we're actually acknowledging Australian music today, because what we're looking for are candidates who come from the performing arts. So it would really help them.
It's not a finance job, is it? This is somebody. I think we've recruited similar type of roles for this organisation before.
We have,
and people who come from a theatre background, or if you're from the arts. Yep. I know that it's been a challenging time over the last couple of years, and if you're looking to secure some work, then this might be something that could work for you. And where's it based, though? Is it based? Are they looking for people in each of the capital cities, or whereabouts?
Yes. So they haven't really. We know that they are looking for people who are able to travel remotely, so be able to go to different schools within their area. What we've been told is 30 to up to 60 kilometers. But what's great about the benefits of this position, or at least one of them anyway, is expenses and mileage are covered. So what we're looking for is someone who has access to a driver's license and their own vehicle. But there are definitely other benefits with this role as well. But it's great because I'm a musician myself, and knowing so many people within the network and the industry, I think we're going to be able to find some great candidates who are ready to work and who've been looking for work, especially after the last 2 years. It's a great opportunity,
Fabulous. All right. So if somebody wants to chat to you, okay, there we go. Remy's popped it up on the screen there already. If somebody wanted to give you a call and have a talk to you, how would they do that?
So get in touch with me on the number below, so 0282709735, or email me on the email below. If you are in a different state, you're watching us from around Australia, just get in touch with me, and I'll direct you to the right consultant in the right state.
I can also see that Remy's popped the link up to the jobs in the comments there. We can see your comments, by the way. So if you do have any questions about the opportunities, then please pop them up there, and we'll try and answer your question straight away. So one last question before I let you go, Marissa, is what T-shirt, if you're a musician then, what Oz Music T-shirt would you be wearing today then?
So I don't have an Aussie T-shirt on here, but I actually really like an Australian singer-songwriter. Her name is Meg Mac. I've been following her for the last couple of years. I've seen her live, and she's amazing. So I would be wearing her T-shirt today if I bought one, which I will soon. Now that we're able to go back out there and watch live music, it's definitely something on my bucket list for the next 12 months, for sure.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right. Well, it's great to talk to you again. Some very exciting roles, and obviously very busy in Western Sydney as well. So let's now cross the Nullarbor. Let's go across the Nullarbor, because we're going to talk to Pearl from our Perth office. And there she is, sitting at her desk, because she can't go away from her desk because it's so bloody busy in Western Australia right now. Unemployment starting with the 3. Like, there's just so much work happening, isn't it, Pearl?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is crazy busy here, both on the perm and temp side. We've actually seen the last couple of weeks, which has been great, a flurry of working holiday makers coming to Perth. So yeah, that's been great.
How are they getting in? Are they coming from up north down? Are they?
Yeah, from the Northern Territory. So so that's great. So we've actually got lots of temps all registered, ready to go. So we can get all these temp jobs filled.
Well, fabulous. All right. So you've got you've got an opportunity to talk to us about. Tell us about that one.
Yep. So we're currently working with a prosthetics and orthotics clinic who are based in Perth's eastern suburbs. They're looking for a practice manager, as their current practice manager is going on maternity leave from January. So they're ideally looking for someone who can cover full time on a temporary basis. They'd like to do a 2 to 3 week handover with them as well. So looking at like a 6th of December start or 13th of December start. And yeah, basically this person will be involved with HR side of things, so employee performance reviews, annual review meetings, approving staff leave requests. There's also a work health and safety element to it, as well as some involvement with government contracts. They don't need any industry experience, however. So, whether you're from the legal industry or, elsewhere, they're open to people with different experience.
And I may have missed it, but is it an hourly rate or is it a salary? Because it's a 12-month contract, yeah?
Yeah. No, so it's 10-month temp. So hourly rate would be, it's quite a range, but depending on experience, anywhere from kind of like $40 to $55 per hour plus super.
Great. Excellent. So it's
Great.
a nice rate as well. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, I can't leave. Now, Amanda on Facebook has just said she still has her Skyhooks T-shirt. Now, you probably don't even know who Skyhooks is, do you, Pearl?
No, not a clue.
so I will ask you then, do you have a favourite Australian music band? Do you have any Australian music T-shirts?
Oh, don't. I was literally dreading that you're going to ask me this question. I am awful when it comes to music. Absolutely awful.
Look, I know that one of your favourite songs is, what is it?
Spice Girls.
Spice Girls, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! So you can tell by your accent that's probably your cup of tea rather than.
Oh yeah, Spice Girls or Elton John.
Yeah, excellent. All right, well, it's been fantastic to talk to you again. So busy over in WA. If somebody wants to have a quick chat to you though and talk to you about the market, or if they're available or they're interested in this practice manager job, how would they do that?
Give me a call on 0861606202. I think it's just popped up on the screen there, or you can drop me an email too.
Perfect. Fantastic. Great to talk to you again. So now let's move on. And what we've got, it's Fill Job Friday. We've got 3 temporary jobs that we need to, I'm going to mention to you now, because we need to get people into this work and starting on Monday, ideally. The first one is a scheduling coordinator. This one is based in Brisbane. So the exact location, I'll just double check there, is based in the CBD of Brisbane. What they're looking for is somebody who has excellent customer service skills, and ideally with JDE computer system experience, because this client provides critical instruments and supplies for emergency services. They use JDE. They need somebody who has excellent customer service, scheduling returns and product delivery experience, and ideally JDE. So that's the first one. The second one we've got there is warehouse supervisor. This one is based in Melbourne. It's a temporary role. It's paying $30 to $35 an hour. It's a mix of hands-on and building a warehouse team in Victoria. So they're both, because it's a supervisory role, there's also a temporary to permanent opportunity with this one. It's Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. For this one. What they're really looking for is somebody who has previous warehouse experience with supervisory experience and the motivation to build a small team. So that one is in Victoria. The next one is the forklift. I just couldn't find the location there. I'll see if I can grab that before the end of the broadcast. The last one, the forklift operator, is from Western Sydney. That's based in Banks Meadow in New South Wales, $30 an hour. And it is a temporary assignment for 6 months, $30 an hour, Monday to Friday. There is the possibility that you could go permanent with this particular position as well. You must have a current forklift license with significant experience with high reach. That's high reach forklift, not just a forklift license. Loading and unloading of trucks, ideally, good attention to detail, OH&S and safe work savvy. Got to be fit enough to do this particular job as well. $30 an hour with our supply chain team in Western Sydney. Three jobs. Start Monday. The links to those jobs are in the comments there. So if you are keen to get started, the numbers to each of the consultants that are relevant, and also the links to the jobs if you want more information there, jump onto those. Rightio, I'm conscious of time. We're nearly at the end, and I've got the results of last week's Twitter poll. So last week we were asking, and it was based off a guy who used to work for People2People and now based in Milan in Italy, and he's working for an Australian company now, but they are requiring him to, they monitor when he logs in and everything he does on his PC. So we asked the question last week, would you be happy for your employer to monitor your activity when working remotely? Well, solid 14% said, yeah, that makes sense. I'll give you a heads up. In New Zealand, that was 12. So here in Australia, we've got it's slightly more people who are saying that that's okay. Also, similarly, no way, that's just a privacy violation at 57%. In New Zealand, that was well over 60. And as long as they tell me, in New Zealand that was 25 and it's 28%. So we're more accommodating here, more accommodating that if they tell us, and more of us are comfortable that it is okay, but still a solid 57% not appropriate. Anyway, very interesting. This is this year's topic. This is this week's poll. So we'll just pop that up. Here we go. If you're working remotely, do you still log on while you're sick? Do you still log on? There's been a lot of media this week about people who are not doing extra work and not being paid for it at home. So we thought we'd ask this question. If you're working remotely, do you still log on while you're sick? If you wanted to jump on board that, it's on our Twitter. So at People2People, you can vote for the next 6 days, and I'll announce the results next week. Rightio. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We'll do this all again at 12:30 next week. 12:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. We'll do it all again. Enjoy the weekend. Pull out those T-shirts for Australian music, maybe a Hoodoo Gurus one, and we'll see you next week.